Time has come once again to speak as witches and wizards do. I'm Daniel Dubois,
And I'm Michaela Gaffin-Stone.
and we're your hosts for the Think Like a Wizard podcast. Welcome to another bonus episode. And this one will be about the cinnamon abundance ritual that Michaela shared in the How to Be a Witch bonus episode that came out this week.
So this is a bonus.
Yes, this is a bonus because I had feedback and people wanted to know what the ritual was.
Which is wonderful. And my thought was to give some different options because I don't know how much the person likes ritual
Mm-hmm.
and how in depth they want to go. It's only important in that it needs to be something you like, something you're happy with, right? So, for example, this one is used at the full moon. You
Okay.
can do it at any phase, but
Right.
ideally full moon, and you need a jar or a bowl of water,
Okay.
cinnamon sticks, or
Ooh.
cinnamon bark, ground cinnamon, or even essential oils, and 6 coins of any kind.
Oh,
Yeah. So this assumes you have an altar,
right.
and I'm just gonna. So, assuming you have an altar, and that looks like whatever you want it to be, it's a place of intention. So, it doesn't honestly matter. Everybody's is
Right.
individual. I'll take a picture of mine sometime and show you, but it changes depending on
Yes.
what you're doing with it and why. So, you put the jar of water at your altar and you burn your favorite herbs.
Right.
It could be in a little dish, or you can ring a bell that's said to drive out evil spirits,
Right.
or you can invoke whichever divine energy you speak to with a focus on abundance.
Mm.
As you do all of that, you blow on the jar. This is the most complicated of the ones I'm going to give you.
Okay.
You add the 6 coins to the water, and for each coin, offer an intention, such as I invite financial abundance. May my path to prosperity be cleared. You know, that kind of
Right.
thing. Think of 6
Mm-hmm.
different ways to say it, basically,
Right.
so that you're covering all the options. Spin or tap the surface of the water with your fingers, letting the water know who you are. Add your cinnamon sticks or oil or whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
and place the jar at a window or anywhere where the night sky can reach it. Let it stay overnight to absorb the energy of the moon. Full moon, remember. Ideally, again, it's whenever.
Mm-hmm.
The following day, add your water to a foot bath, ritual bathtub, you know, offer it
Mm-hmm.
to house plants, but don't do that if there's cinnamon oil in it.
Right.
The oil won't do well. Um, or just leave the coins at the altar and hang on to them till the next full moon. So that's the more complicated version. And
Right.
this is for somebody who likes ritual. They want to really immerse into it and it helps focus the intention. There's other ones with candles and all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
Or blowing cinnamon, which
Yes.
is you have a palm with ground cinnamon in. Freshly ground is really nice. I have the sticks and I just throw them in a coffee
Right.
grinder and whoosh, there you
Yeah.
go. You step outside of the front door, face the inside of the house, and when you're in that position with your cinnamon there, if you like to say things, you know, you like to have a mantra, then you can say, when this cinnamon blows, prosperity here will enter.
Mm-hmm.
When cinnamon blows, abundance will come to stay. When the cinnamon blows, abundance will live here. And you blow it into the house. You have to be careful how much you do of this if you have cats.
Right.
Cinnamon is toxic for cats. The other thing you can do is do the same thing at your back door. I like
Hmm.
to do both, the front and the back. And if you don't want to be saying things because you're afraid somebody might overhear you,
Yeah.
you can just stand at the door and visualize money, wealth, health, love, prosperity, whatever you want to bring an abundance of into your
Right.
home. Visualize that in whatever way works for you. And as you visualize it, blow the cinnamon into the house. So that's basically the cinnamon abundance rituals. And you can make it as complex as you like with
Right.
candles where you're carving names into it and, you put rice and
Mm.
money and the candles into a bowl and put cinnamon, but that's a money bowl. That's not
Right.
cinnamon ritual. You basically do whatever you like, literally
Right.
what's comfortable for you. I know one witch who she's hilarious, and she's
Hmm.
on Instagram quite a lot, and she curses a lot more than I do, like swears a lot more than I do.
Yeah.
But you can see her with a cigarette in one hand, some cinnamon in another, and she's kind
Mm.
of, there you go, wait, bring me some money, and then she carries
Right.
on with what she's doing.
Right.
She's not being disrespectful. She lives her entire life that way. So,
Yes.
this is her being true to who she is.
Hmm.
So it depends on how you like to do that as
Yeah.
to what that would look like. Um, and then I picked out a book. Where did that one go? Prosperity. So if you prefer to do a prayer, I got this from the Eclectic Witches Book of Shadows.
Ooh.
Uh-huh. So if you like a prosperity prayer, then that's God and Goddess, please send me prosperity in all positive forms. May abundance and plenty be mine. May money and gifts be mine. May I have all that I need and enough to share in the best, most beneficial ways. So mote it be. And so mote it be means basically, and so it is.
Yes.
Yes. So, and that's the Eclectic Witches Book of Shadows. I have
Hmm.
many such tomes, and that one was the one that said, pick me, pick me. So I did.
That's good. What was I
Yeah.
going to say? I just want to be clear because I know I'm going to be asked this question. So the cinnamon has to go through the threshold.
Yes.
Okay. So it has to go from the
Yes.
outside
So
into the house.
you get real fast at it in the winter.
Yeah.
Literally, you open the door, you go, and
Yeah.
then run back in again.
Right. And this one doesn't need the full moon or anything like that.
You okay, typically people will go for either the first of the month or the full
Right.
moon. And if it's both, then you have a lot of very happy people.
Yeah.
It doesn't honestly matter. The key is your intention.
Yes.
So if you feel more focused at the full moon, then do it then.
Yeah.
A lot of people like to go with the first of the month. It's all cool. And if you forget for a day or two, it doesn't matter. Just do it anyway. It's
Yeah.
fine. It's the intention that's the key.
Yeah. I asked that because the people who've been asking are the group of who do the Catholic rituals, the prayer beads on the things, or the I can't think what the English name for it is, where you give up something in order to bring prosperity to someone else.
Hmm.
I don't know what the English names for them are, so I grew
Sounds
up
like a
completely immersed in
sacrifice of
French
some
and
type, but yeah. No, there's so many things that you can get into in witchcraft to promote good things.
yeah,
One of my favorites, I'll just reach up right now so you can
yeah,
see. I don't have far to go. I have my shell, and in my
okay,
shell is sage.
yes,
And, smudging with sage, it's you light the sage and let the smoke sort of clean the energy of your house. So if
mm,
you've had people in your house that um, left a bad vibe, or you
right,
just, you feel uneasy, then run around smudging the place, which doesn't mean you got to rub it on anything. It just means you're waving
yes,
the smoke around. Again, you got to be careful with animals. They don't do well with it. So I tread a delicate balance having 10
Yeah.
animals in the house. And I'm careful which rooms I do what in because those are rooms the animals don't go in.
Yeah. Well, I like that actually because it's important because people, I don't think when they think about magic, they don't really think about the practical aspects of what goes on when you do a ritual or you do a spell. Once you do the thing, it disappears like in TV shows and cartoons and stuff like that, where you
Right.
cast your spell, whatever it is, just kind of dissolves into fairy dust and is gone.
Mm-hmm. Boy, that would be so we would be on a very interesting planet right now if that happened. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, one of the things to remember with spells is unless you want them, you don't have to have rules. You can have guidelines, you do it your way. So if you feel called to use candles, then there's a whole load of things that you can do burning candles, which Catholic Church I know likes
Hmm.
candles.
Yes.
So that can be something that fits very well. Um, gosh, there's so many different things. The herbs, I have a book of herbal witchcraft. I have a book of water witchcraft.
Right.
I'm eclectic, so I have different things at different times, um, depending on what is calling to me at that time. I would find it very restrictive to stick to one type of thing,
Right.
and I haven't ever done that in my life. That's not how I roll.
Yes.
And this tarot and I don't know, pendulums and all kinds of things.
Mm.
I don't use them all the time. It's a bit like the laws in Singapore.
Yes.
What now? I jumped to Singapore, but
Yeah.
people misunderstand Singapore the same way they misunderstand witchcraft. So Singapore is often sort of talked badly about because they have a law for everything there.
Yes.
Chewing gum's illegal, spitting is illegal, this, that, and the other's illegal. Well, they do have all those laws, yes, but they don't use them all the time. They have them ready so that if something becomes a problem, they can call on that law and use it immediately.
Yes.
And that's a massive difference. It doesn't, there aren't police wandering around all the time picking you up for chewing gum or jaywalking. They can if people start doing one of those things a lot. Then they'll let you know in
Right.
the newspapers. They'll tell you that there's a crackdown coming. So you have like a week or 10 days to get your act together. And then if you're still doing this, then they might catch you and they might give you a really ridiculously large fine. But it's not something that's always in place. And with witchcraft, it's like you can do this thing or that thing or that thing, but you don't have to do them all the time. And you don't have to do them all at once. You might get confused. You might get some confused things happening if you do too many different things at once. So
Right.
with the cinnamon, pick one way, and that's your way for that time. And if you want to do it differently next time, go for
Yeah. It's funny, and this is where I say for the millionth time, this is why you're the co-host because
it.
you end up. This is why you're the good co-host because you end up bringing the things I would have said, but in a much more interesting way than I would have said them. Because if you had asked me, I would have said, "Do you want it? Think hard about it. Put out the energy. You'll get it." That's how magic works for me. If you
Well,
really want it, yeah,
the focus is often sort of directed better when you've got a means to direct it.
yeah,
So going back to travels, apparently that's coming up right now.
okay,
I've done a lot of
awesome.
traveling in the Himalayas
Hmm.
and visited many Buddhist temples and been in Tibet and been in Dharamsala where the Dalai Lama lives.
Hmm.
And on my travels, I studied Buddhism a fair bit. And one of the things I learned was the Dalai Lama explained the reason Mahayana Buddhism, which is the Buddhism of the mountains and it's the
Hmm.
red robes, it's the Dalai Lama's bunch, right?
Right,
The reason that branch has a lot of drawings, a lot of vivid depictions, entire stories are told in these paintings, and it's remarkable the detail. And the Dalai Lama explained, well, we don't have as many books because the Tibetan people are nomadic and
right,
they herd. They don't read. So
Mm,
when they come to a temple, they need ritual and they
yeah.
need pictures, and that's how they understand the religion. And that's not in any way condescending, it's just that's the means of communication. So for a Tibetan Buddhist, they like a lot of ritual,
Mm,
and it helps them to understand what the point is, what the purpose is of what they're doing, and where the focus is going. Now, Theravada Buddhism is the lowland Buddhism.
mhm.
Think of Thailand, Cambodia, Sri Lanka, flat lands pretty much. And those are the saffron robes, the yellow robes.
Right.
They're much more studious. It's all about the books, lots and lots of book learning. Of course, there's some ritual, but it's nowhere near the level of ritual of Mahayana Buddhism. So, they've evolved differently because the people working with the religion needed a different way to focus.
Yes.
So, that's a whole different topic that I just threw in there for you, but it gives an idea of the importance of having tools to help you focus.
Well, I actually did want to go down this route
Cool.
anyways, because like even me, like the symbols for the podcast logo, that all comes from I developed a glyph system because that's what I was told. If you're going to teach people to get into their spirituality, they need something from to focus their energies on. You need something to capture their imagination. So I have a whole glyph system with the potential of 2007 different glyphs on how to do various different tasks. But even though there's 2007 different combinations, some of them repeat themselves depending on what your intention is.
Okay. Yep.
So it's the it basically breaks down to it's a set of instructions how to focus your energy in a fancy
Right.
picture.
Which
Once you know the elements,
basically,
you know how to put them together, and you know how it's about giving instructions to yourself and to the spirit you're working with how to do what you intend to do.
okay. And Mahayana Buddhism is very much like that as well. There's a lot of symbols that you understand what they mean because somebody tells it to you, and you get the focus from that. And the types of meditation,
Mm-hmm.
in Mahayana, you're going to do Maitri meditation, which is mantra. And it's may all beings be well and happy. May my family be well and happy. May I be well and happy.
Mm-hmm.
And you really repeat this, repeat this, repeat this, really focus.
Yeah.
So again, it's bringing in an external focus. Whereas
Yeah.
Vipassana meditation is the Theravada way, one of the Theravada ways. And for example, you can do walking meditation where your focus is literally to be very, very conscious of every single move you make,
Yeah.
including you're lifting your foot up. Now the front of your foot
Mm-hmm.
lifts higher, your heel moves forward, you roll through the sole of the foot to the toes. Like your focus is on this, and there's no sound. You're just literally focusing on the act of walking. Or if you're
Mm-hmm.
sitting down, you're going to focus on your breath.
Yeah.
That's a very different way of focusing. So this is just from my studies. Like I spent about 10 years studying Buddhisms of different types because I'm not attached to any particular one, and I like different things about them. Um, so it's fun to do. And Chinese Buddhism is a whole other ball game,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of superstition in there,
Mm.
a lot of superstition in there, and it's very, very much money oriented because that's how it evolved there. The other
Right.
thing with Tibetan Buddhism is it evolved with Bon religion, and the Bon religion is animal spirits. It's animal based worship
Right.
and nature-based worship. And the Buddhists, of course, incorporated that into what they were doing. So that's kind of how that evolved differently as well.
Yeah. So, I think for a bonus episode, this is actually everything we needed in it without
Cool.
me starting to spout on about how my own system works, but that's not what the point of this is. And it is what I want to cover. I want to cover the ritual, then I want to give people an idea of because like you said, right? You could do that's one of the big things of witchcraft. You take your own way. And I've seen through listening to witches talk over the years, all the different potential methods you can use. So the fact that we ended it and yeah, the fact that we ended up actually describing how rituals work and how magic works
Hmm.
That's also what I wanted to get into because I don't want people to just, okay, here's the ritual, because it's not really what we're about. Like I
Well,
said,
you have to be connected to it. You have to be
yes.
in flow with it.
Hmm.
And if you're saying things and spending your time feeling really awkward in case somebody's listening to you,
Yeah.
then consider that for a moment and you'll
You know where
realize
your priorities
that's
are.
not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, that's not going to do anything. But if you can really, really focus in on it
Hmm.
and be full of intention and you feel in flow, you feel comfortable with what you're doing, then you're going to get much better results. So, don't pick something that makes you feel uncomfortable or weird. And if it
Right.
all makes you feel weird, well, maybe leave it for a bit. It's okay.
Yes. Well,
Good.
that's what I was going to
There
say.
are no rules.
That's what I always tell people about, focusing your energy. Your subconscious plays a big important role. So if you're always spending too much time worrying about other people, then you're not worried about the money, your prosperity as much, or your abundance as much as you are worried about what people say about you. And so
Well,
your intentions are still up there. Yeah. Go
you're
ahead.
also sending a message. Like if your focus is on what other people are saying about you or what other
Hmm.
people think, and you're trying to put out a prosperity request,
Right.
what you're saying altogether is, I would like to have some money so long as these people don't think I'm weird. Or,
Yeah.
you know, as well as they think I'm weird. You're connecting those two in some way,
Yeah.
and you'll know it because you'll see it show
Yeah.
up. So intention really is the important thing. Whatever that looks like for you, however that works for you is cool. And another form I really like is just building mandalas in the backyard using leaves and twigs and pine cones and whatever else comes down. You just build it and nature will take it away again. It's fine. That's nature of impermanence. That's what it happens. But you can do a cinnamon thing with that too. Just
Yeah.
incorporate cinnamon sticks. Maybe you burn them. You have so many options. But if you want to do the particular ritual of blowing cinnamon, that is
Mhm.
from outside into the house because you're blowing the abundance into the
Right.
house.
Yeah. You know what? We're going to break a record here. This is going to be the shortest episode. It is a bonus episode, but we hit everything we needed.
Cool.
And there's no flow telling me to do more.
Okay.
Producers have said this is good. So,
Okay.
once again, I'm Daniel Dubois.
And I'm Michaela Gaffenstone.
Until next time.
Until next time.